I don't know if I ever divulged this secret, but I'm really a football player that happened to love basketball. I like to tell people jokingly that I am the reason that big guys do not want to play in the paint anymore. Before I fell in love with Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Too Tall Jones, and Mean Joe Green was my guy. So when I came to the game, I realized that I was good, but I wasn't that good. I was okay, fundamentally sound, but I had to create a niche. So my niche in high school, I was taller than everybody, okay? My niche in college was long, athletic. Wasn't really a lot of long and athletic guys. Big guys were hot at the time. Maybe you can be the first pick. There's two other guys, Alonzo Mourning and Christian Laettner. Now when I get to the NBA, I'm like, damn, David Robinson runs faster. Patrick Ewing shoots better. Hakeem Olajuwon has all the moves. I'm stronger. Let me beat these guys up. Let me beef up. I saw guys stay away from battling me. The game plan would be, we got to bring Shaq out.
It's hard to play down there because when you're that big, you don't get calls, right?
People always used to say, Shaq, you take a beating. It wasn't a beating. I loved it. I love physicality. Football, that's what we do. If I didn't take a beating, I didn't feel like I was playing hard enough. The beating that I took was a sign of respect that you couldn't stop me. I didn't get a lot of calls and used to complain all the time. But one thing I love about David Stern is he was real. So we go in his office one day, because I'm at the end, and I'm letting him know, Mr. Stern, next time somebody hack a Shaq me, I don't mind taking 15, 20 games. And he says, son, if we called every foul that was committed on you, the game would last 4 hours. And I thought about it, like, you're right. And he said, Shaq, you're over here complaining about fouling. I got 2018s complaining about you. And I thought about it, and I was like, and I'm all about the game. I don't want to shoot 100 free throws anyway. I don't. I don't want to read Shaq 20 out of 100. I don't want to, let's just play. And then I said to myself, okay, I'm not getting the calls. If I could withstand that and play through that, I'll be unstoppable. So I had to program myself not to really worry about it. But the more physical I became, I just seen all this other centers do this. They just slowly keep doing that, keep doing that, keep doing that. And now, 15, 20 years later, you got guys shooting threes. It's cute. It's not something I would do. And somebody asked me the other day, oh, Shaq couldn't play today. But you're not paying attention. I am playing today. My name is Greek Freak. Who was the first big guy to take it coast to coast? Oh, you don't remember? Check this play out.
Look at the big guy run the floor. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I play just like Greek Freak. Take it off the glass, high percentage shots. High percentage shots. I shoot a three every now and then, so I would actually love to play in this game. It's less physical. I would bring a little bit more physicality. I would bring my length, I would bring my athleticness, and I'd be Greek Freak. So before you say Shaq can't play in this era today, I'm already playing. My name is Giannis Antetokounmpo, however you pronounce it.
So when you watch the game today, all the centers that are playing, is there one that you say, well, he could dominate in the post?
It's one or two guys I think that if they put their mind and effort to it, they could dominate in the post. One is a New Jersey native, goes by the name of Karl Anthony Towns. He's fundamentally sound, he's long, and he can shoot. The advantage he has is they're not going to double team you, so you're down there one-on-one. Go to work. The other guy is Joel Embiid. Bigger, beefier. You should be able to punish down there. But these guys like shooting jumpers. Yes, it's pretty, but at the center position, you're supposed to be the most efficient piece on the floor. Like, that's back when I played, you know, you got guys shooting 57, 60, 62, 63, 64%. Like, if I didn't shoot over 70%, I was upset. But now, You know, I was always taught the things that are difficult, you have to make it simple. So instead of stretching out, shooting threes, you should dominate in the post. Joker is a guy that could do work in the post. I don't think he can be dominant, but he can be effective.
So they're not in part because all the analytics guys from those respective teams are telling them this is no longer a high percentage shot. What do you say to those guys?
If you got a skilled guy like me playing in the post, you can't tell me it's not a high percentage shot. Right now you got a lot of unskilled guys trying to play the post who don't like taking the contact, which makes the analytic numbers sound about right. And then if you already don't want to feel the contact and you're looking at something that's in your favor, it's just going to push you out even more. But it's not true. Analytics are numbers and stats and all that, but they can be broken. And they could be broken by something called adrenaline. Like they always used to say, don't let Shaq go middle. But if it's playoff time, I'm going to fake middle and go baseline. And I'm going to kill you that way. Or every time Shaq turns back over the right shoulder, he's 40%. Not today. This is playoffs. Oh, you foul Shaq today. You know, foul him, he's shooting 60%. But how many times have they tried that in the final? It's the one factor that can always break analytics is adrenaline. So, you know, he shoots 2 or 10 from here, but some guys, when they get it going, they just get it going. It ain't nothing you can do about it. My contention is if a big man comes in and wants to dominate, he can dominate, and easily, because we have shifted away from physicality and shifted away from all that. Teams don't know how to play anymore. Like right now, teams are switching 1 to 5. I wish Spud Webb would have switched out on me. I wish Doc Rivers would have switched out on me. So if you get another guy that comes in, it'll be like it was back in the old day. There'll be one guy that you got to change your defenses for. But he would have to be like so dominant because, you know, he'd have to average. You'd have to be like Greek Freak, but in the post. See, Greek Freak is averaging 28. His 28 is this. If you get a guy that just stays in that area and does that, then the game will start to shift back. But Kenny Smith said something one time, and it made a lot of sense. He said that all the players that you're watching now, we were products of their environment. And it was true. Because when I was coming up, big guys didn't shoot jumpers. I watched Ewan. And I watch all these guys, Kareem. We never shot jumpers, right? So then I'm pushing all these guys and beating all these guys out, and here comes Dirk and Garnett and all these guys. Now you got the guys watching them, and they're saying, I can't do what Shaq do. I can do what he do. And they go outside and practice that. And then you got a couple guys that like the physicality, and they watch me. Like I wasn't watching David Robinson. I'm not that skilled. I'm not watching, you know, guys that were fundamentally sound and, you know, study the game, and I couldn't watch that. I watched guys that were ferocious, guys that had tenacity, guys that you know, wanted to fight, dive on the floor, all that stuff. So when Kenny said that, it made a lot of sense. So all these guys that are playing now, they're products of Dirk, Garnett, a little Duncan, and so, you know, when I hear that
just because Dirk is 7 feet tall and he's a great shooter, just because Kevin Durant is 7 foot and he's a great shooter, that don't mean all you other 7 foot dummies should be out there shooting jumpers. Well, I think the NBA made a big mistake when everybody tried to model themselves after the Golden State Warriors. You know, Golden State Warriors had the 3 greatest shooters who ever lived. I would put those 3 guys up. They're the greatest shooters that ever lived. So everybody started shooting threes. And this is an amazing stat. There's 7 teams shooting more threes in the last 2 years than the Golden State Warriors. And we know the Rockets, they're an anomaly. But the notion that 6 other teams would shoot more threes than the 3 greatest shooters that ever lived, that's stupid and asinine.
So if the trend continues, their post-up man will be extinct. What would that mean to you?
Well, I think it's stupid, and I want to make it clear, I'm not the old man, get off my lawn. There's a couple reasons why I think it's stupid to play like that. Because number one, you take your size advantage out the game. Why do I want Karl Anthony Towns, DeMarcus Cousins, Anthony Davis, Andre Drummond, Blake Griffin. Why do I want guys who are physically bigger and stronger? Why did I want them out on the perimeter? That helps me as a defender. Instead of trying to stop one of those big guys in the post, they're going to shoot jumpers. And listen, let's be real. How many great big guys, jump shooters there are? Now, you have to, Kevin Durant and Dirk Nowitzki, those guys are an anomaly, but I'm talking about big guys. But I don't understand why you would take your physical advantage away. Because number one, now big guys don't even get in foul trouble because they're out on the perimeter. One of the weaknesses of Joel Embiid's game, he's one of the most talented players we have in the NBA. If I'm guarding Joel Embiid, I'm on cloud nine that he's shooting threes. I can't stop him in the post. He's gonna draw a double team and get you wide open threes, or he's gonna get you in foul trouble. But when he shoots threes, I guarantee the defender's like, man, that was so easy. Because like I say, the worst thing about it, none of these, you ask any coach or any player, there's never gonna be a great 7 foot, not named Dirk Nowitzki, Kevin Durant jump shooter for a big man.
So if Shaquille O'Neal were in the NBA today, do you think his coach would post him up?
Oh, he'd have to post him up. You as a coach, your job is to not try to fit your system. You have to use the players you got. Look at some of the three-point shooting from the big guys we got going in the NBA today. They don't have good numbers. We don't have any 7 foot guys shooting 45% from three. But if you have a Shaquille O'Neal, a Moses Malone, Charles Barkley, or Andre Drummond, or DeMarcus Cousins, if you don't let us post up and get the other team in foul trouble or draw the double, you just don't know how to coach.
So which of you mentioned Embiid, and everyone does when we do this. Is he the guy that intrigues you most of all the big men you see?
No,
in the
he's
game?
the one who frustrates me the most. He could be the best player in the NBA if he would post up more, because you can't guard him with one guy. But every time he shoots a three, I guarantee you the defender is like, thank you. You can't guard that guy in the post. So, yeah, Joel Embiid is probably the guy who frustrates me the most, because he reminds me of some guys that if you put a little guy on him, he's too big. You put a big guy on him, he's too quick. He's going to get a good shot or a foul or score. I always tell people, a great offensive player, he going to score, get a good shot, or he going to get fouled. You're not going to stop a great offensive player. But Joel Embiid stopped himself a lot of the time when he shoots threes.
But I wonder too, from what I hear from coaches, is no one's teaching post up in plays anymore either.
Well, I don't know if they're teaching, but I think they just, sports are a creature of habit. And people think I hate analytics. I don't hate analytics. I don't think you can build your team through analytics. I gave you a stat earlier that there are 7 teams, the Warriors shoot the 8th most threes in the last 3 years. They shoot the 8th most threes. Anybody who tell you that 7 teams should be taking more than the Golden State Warriors with Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant, they just don't know what they're talking about.